Hello, everybody. Welcome to round 2 of 4 here on Wednesday Night Standard at Top Deck Productions. I'm Jake Valentine, joined again by Patrick Narsavage, PPTQ champion. Patrick Narsavage.
Yep.
It feels good to get that first one of the season just
Yeah,
out of the way.
I don't have to worry about playing any others. I don't have to be tempted by paying for any others.
No. Was the price payout for that any good?
No. God, no. It was all Ixalan packs like I expected. I ended up, in the last round, my opponent took the winnings for first place. He didn't really care that much about the invite. He didn't feel like playing sealed in April.
Oh, it's sealed?
Yes, it is a sealed RPTQ.
It's kind of gross. We'll get that volume turned up for you shortly so you can hear us loud and clear. We got Doug Nelson on Esper Godfair Gift versus Bobby Bruggeman on some green-white cats.
Yeah, this is a deck he put together about an hour ago.
We've seen cats before of Tony Mason playing cats, and he did fairly decently, but we haven't seen cats in a while.
Yeah, I actually haven't really seen this cats deck yet, so I'm excited. I'm hoping to see some Adorned Pouncers, some Pride Sovereigns, some generally...
I know he has Annoying Procession in the deck.
Oh, he's Annoying Procession in the deck. Ooh.
Hopefully he can find some cast-outs for the eventual Godfarrow's Gift and Scarab God.
Yeah, so this is one of the best starts Doug could have is Turmoil Minister. Get his graveyard filled up, make sure he can activate his gates, which he just drew, so that's timely.
We got that clock start a few momentarily as well, as Doug plays his second land and just passes.
It doesn't have anything to do on turn 2, but the Esper Gift Dog really doesn't have that much meaningful 2-drops. They have Seeker Squire. They can play... I've seen some decks play Charticourse. We do see Adorned Pouncer here. Sorry.
The non-promo version of Adorned Pouncer. Looks like he milled over Angel of Invention, a...
Walking Ballista,
and
that
Search for...
Yeah, Search for Escanta. A lot of decks have started running this. A lot of their big threats and win conditions are in Gate and Gift. So those are all things that can be found with Search. And with Scarab God in your deck, along with these big 7-mana cards that maybe sometimes he just needs to hardcast, the rampant growth effect from just having your enchantment flip into a land can be very relevant.
Not to mention, eventually just digs you... Well, not sure how good it is digging cards. I'm not sure you're going to ever flip this in Esper Gift.
You can flip it. It's not too bad once you do. Like, you can't... It still finds you all your threats. It finds you, like, Godfair's Gift and Gate to the Afterlife, which is what you really want in the later parts of the game. So I've actually really liked seeing these lifts with Search for Escanta in them. I think it's a good fit. And we'll see if it can beat this 2-drop into 3-drop curve from the Cats deck.
Do you think that that counter clause is going to be relevant in all this matchup?
Did you say what would be relevant in this matchup?
The how his creatures can't be countered from now on.
Oh, I don't think so. No.
So it's just a 3-mana 4/3.
Yeah, it's 3-mana 4/3, which is fine.
It's also a cat.
It is a cat, and there are things that care about cats.
Doug milling over another Angel of Invention. He already has the gate, which means he has the
has
gift momentarily.
1, 2. Did he mill over another Search, a land, and an Angel?
That's what it looks like, yeah. Search, land, Angel.
So we're at 3 creatures for Godfair's Gift. It looks like... Oh, and he's asking about what Godfair's Gift does, so that's being explained here.
Bobby has not played Standard in months, he said.
A very long time.
Last time he played like this weird Esper brew during Battlefield. I want to say during Battlefield, then card Standard. So it's been a while, so Bobby not familiar with these cards. As a friendly reminder, we're going to pull up Gate to the Afterlife here on my little handy-dandy phone. We have... Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, you gain 1 life, then you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. Pretty good things that this deck has to do.
You'll often see this deck actually play Walking Ballista for 0 as just a way to trigger Gate. And with both of these gates in play, I would not be surprised to see this Minister start chump blocking here.
Yeah, he's going to dig cards deeper, and he can just, next turn, get himself a Godfarrow's Gift into his combat phase.
He would need to discard 2 creatures, I believe, because I think, if I remember correctly, and what I see is correctly, I think he only has 3 creatures in his graveyard right now.
You mean to make Godfarrow's Gift worthwhile, or?
No, you can't activate Gate to the Afterlife until you have 6 creatures in your graveyard.
Oh, that is true. Reading cards is important, everybody.
Yes.
Gate's not that good.
Be kind of like
bonkers.
absurd if you could just like play turn through Gate, turn 4, get the Godfarer's Gift, which you can do in this deck pretty reliably actually, but for like limited and stuff like that, they couldn't do that.
I mean, I've seen people play a card like Trap to Course to help discard some cards.
And there's that Pride Sovereign I was talking about. This is one of the big payoffs for being cats. When you're going to see Appeal to Authority here on the Adorned Pouncer. So if you don't know what that card does, it's 1 green mana for a sorcery. It gets target creature gets +X/+X until end of turn, where that creature, where X is the number of creatures you control. And you can tap creatures.
You were just on all these cards. I'm looking at these going like, I have no idea.
I actually played a lot of this draft format, and I really enjoyed the Green-White Exert deck, so I played a lot of Appeal to Authority.
Here comes an attack for Bobby.
Yeah, so it's an attack for 12.
An easy block from Doug. He wants his creature in the graveyard, he wants to gain some life, and he wants to filter.
There's no real point in blocking the creature that is trample, so
no.
He's going to take 8 damage, go to 12, and then go up to 14 from the gate triggers. And the rest of his hand is all lands, and he just drew a Champion of Wits. So this is an interesting decision for him here. If he discards the Champion of Wits and then sees another card, another creature with the other trigger, he can activate Godfarer's Gift, but I think he's going for the safer line here of...
Looks like he's counting his creatures now.
Yeah, so he actually drew another creature, and he has Champion of the Wits in hand. So I think what he's going to do is he's going to discard 2 lands, and then on his turn he's going to play Champion of Wits, play his 5th land, and then be able to activate to the Gate to the Afterlife. And he's going to have a choice. If he discards the Hostage Taker he just drew, he'll have the choice of getting back either Angel of Invention or Hostage Taker.
Which one would you prefer in that scenario?
Bobby's
board state's kind of...
His board state's big, so I would probably prefer Hostage Taker in this scenario because I don't know how long you're going to be able to live if this Pride Sovereign starts rolling.
Well, he has 2 Hostage Takers now, so that's going to be pretty good. He discards a Minister and a Hostage Taker.
Yeah, I could also see an argument for taking the Adorned Pouncer with Hostage Taker because then he doesn't get the Embalm or the Eternalize effect from it.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely think it's not the Prowling Serpentard.
No.
But there also is some merit for getting a Angel of Invention back and just swinging for 6. It's got lifelink. It'll have haste. It'll pump up your other creatures. So
it depends on if Doug wants to try to control Bobby's board state before it gets too out of control. He can't. I believe that Pride Sovereign costs mana to activate, right?
Yeah, it costs mana. It costs 1 white mana to activate, and you also have to exert it.
And of course, Bobby's removal suite in green-white is not the best, so a 4/4 Hostage Taker stealing that might just be enough. But instead, he's going for the Angel.
Yeah, I think I like this play a little bit more now that I've given some thought to it. It has Vigilance, and I believe it doesn't have First Strike. I don't think.
Nope, just flying. Has lifelink.
Flying, Vigilance, and lifelink. So, but Bobby doesn't have a creature yet that can get through a 6/6. So, having lifelink is pretty relevant. We're getting these life totals updated for you guys real soon. I think before this attack, Doug was at... I think he was at 10.
I just heard 14 to 20. Doug at 20, Bobby at 14.
Yep, so we'll get those updated for you.
I think Bobby has none of that combat trick in his hand too. That split card.
It's even another Appeal to Authority in his hand.
Possibly.
It looks like it.
He drew an Anointed Procession, which will be really good if he ever gets the chance to start exerting with the Pride Sovereign. But there's that second Angel of Invention in Doug's favor.
Yeah, and that's going to be a real thorn in Bobby's side here. His deck doesn't have a great way to deal with flyers. Cats aren't known for their ability to fly.
This is just, in general, this is just a problem with a green-white type deck or a green-red type deck. You miss out on so many things, and as good as Cast Out can be...
Yeah, what he really needed was like a Cast Out to deal with this Anointed Procession, so...
You mean the Angel or the Godfarer's Gift?
Yeah, I meant the Godfarer's Gift, sorry. So you see here, he is going to cast Authority on his 2 creatures, and if he activates Pride Sovereign, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 creatures. 12.
But he has to kill him this turn.
Yeah, so Bobby, I believe, only has 16 damage on board.
There's the Appeal of Authority. Thank you to our spotter, Justin Blackburn, tonight for getting it up there. I mean, it fits what Bobby wants to do.
Oh, wait, no. Bobby has lethal.
He does?
Yeah, so, because the Authority side gives all your creatures trample, or gives all your creatures vigilance, so he can attack with everyone. He can... Oh, wait, no, Appeal's a sorcery.
Yeah, so he would have to do it here.
Yeah, you're right. So... I got a little too excited there.
We thought Bobby might try to steal one here. So he's got 4, 5, 6.
But I actually do think that over the course of 2 turns, if nothing changes, that Bobby is in a better spot than we thought.
But Doug's going to gain so much life next turn. He's going to gain, what?
Yeah, so
18?
If Bobby activates this, gets 2 cats, and then plays Appeal on the Adorned Pouncer, the Pouncer turns into a 6/6. So then he gets to attack for
does that double
16, strike? I believe.
So here we go.
Putting Doug to 4.
Nope, those have vigilance. Those should not be tapped.
Yeah.
We'll try to get that corrected for you. Well,
yeah, the Authority gave his creatures vigilance. It's not a common...
No, not a common
thing,
card
so
in any way, shape, or form.
We'll get our spotter to
yes, please tell them.
Please tell them.
I love how Doug knew it, but the person playing the card didn't.
So now what we're gonna see is if Doug tries to get back another Angel, or if he has to get back a Hostage Taker, because Bobby has that Appeal to Authority in the graveyard again. He can cast Authority to tap down these Angels, and we'll see if he's going to be able to deal lethal damage. Oh, but wait, no, because he still has enough creatures. He can get another copy of Godfarer's Gift.
And then he can get 2 things back, Hostage Taker and then our Angel, and then attack for a bunch of damage in the air. Well, he's thinking about it. He might not have enough anymore, because remember, he got the Angel out last turn.
Yeah. So we'll see what he ends up getting.
He has a Fiddle Push too, which could come in handy killing that Adorned Pouncer.
Yeah, you definitely want to...
And remember, since that Authority's in the graveyard, Bobby can just flash it back, and even though Doug can get in with those 2 Angels with Vigilance, they're going to get tapped.
Yeah, but Bobby doesn't have another copy of Appeal on that Adorned Pouncer, so his burst potential is severely limited. He only has 8 points of power of damage on the board.
Doug's gonna play Kite Sail.
Yeah, we're gonna see the Anointed Procession and the other Prowling Serpent part in Bobby's hand. He's gonna take the Anointed Procession because it's the only legal target.
It gets exiled underneath the... Yep, just like that. It's like a worse brain.
So how many creatures did Doug have in his graveyard? 1, 2...
Not 6.
3, not 6. So we can't
activate... 5, I believe.
He can't activate that other gate. So we'll see here if Doug... Oh, that's my question for me. He's going to decide to get back a Hostage Taker with Godfarer's Gift. And we'll see what he decides to target. I don't think he needs to target Pride Sovereign just yet.
No.
Because it is exerted. So he's going to choose the 4/3.
Which isn't bad. I mean, even if...
Yeah, it's fine. I personally would like getting this Adorned Pouncer off the field. Either way, he can cast whatever he takes.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think he's going to be worried about being like his Hostage Taker dying.
I think the big thing is without that pump spell now that he's played twice, Adorned Pouncer is just 2 2 power in combat, whereas the separate pot is 4.
Yeah, and he does have the. I think the big reason for Doug's decision is he does have that fatal push still in hand.
That too, yeah. He just has to wait to remove it. And he has that handy dandy round catacombs and tap ready to go.
Yeah, so we'll see here.
Bobby
what
Bobby territory.
Yeah,
Yep, so he just decides he can't win this. So Doug Nelson's able to gift his way into a game 1 victory over the Cats. Bobby couldn't quite get the board state where he needed to be. Plus, Angel of Invention can really hit for a house against the deck that can't do with flyers.
Yeah, and so Bobby, when he was building his deck, was actually sitting near John Douglas, and I jokingly told Bobby that he should put Graveyard Hate in his sideboard just to mess with John.
Did he?
And he did. So I think I know he has. I think he put 1 copy of Sentinel Totem in there. And we'll see if he ended up putting like the Crook of Condemnation that I suggested.
Oh, Crook just makes these gift decks just unable to do anything.
Yeah, Esper's a little bit better at it because they can just play a copy of the Scarab God and don't have to worry about it too much.
Yeah, and Bobby can cast out, but still, it's a Scarab God. You have to answer that immediately.
Yeah, so what Bobby's really going to be looking for is just ways to be aggressive. I think that's his best thing in the matchup. I think he wants to not give Doug time to spin his wheels and just get his graveyard full of stuff.
It'll be interesting to see how fast Bobby can pressure on, since his hard-hitting cards don't deal anything till turn 4 and 5.
Yeah, well, he does have Long Tusk Cup in his deck.
Can he get energy, though?
Long Tusk Cup gives you energy.
Yeah, but can he gain energy the way Teamer can? The way we saw last year.
Well, obviously he can't. He's not an energy deck. So he obviously can't gain energy the way that Teamer can. I don't think there's a deck in the format that can.
Okay. Looks like Bobby's going to get up for a second. You mentioned John Douglas earlier. We have his deck list right here. So John Douglas's sideboard is 2 copies of Deadeye Tracker, 2 copies of The Rest, 1 Fatal Push, 1 Jace's Defeat, 1 Kite Sail Freebooter, 2 Negate, and 2 Walk the Plank. What are you thinking here?
I don't think he wants to see any of the like duresses or the negate effects. I don't think that's really what he's going to be worried about out of Bobby's side. I think what he's really going to try to do is do his game plan and make sure that Bobby's just not killing him. So I think he'll bring in the copies of Walk the Plank.
Absolutely. That's just a 2-mana kill anything you want.
Yeah. Other than that, I didn't hear too much else that I think if Doug has the same sideboard, we don't know if he does. We'll see if he wants anything else. I don't think he really does. I think he's set up pretty well in this matchup.
Agreed.
I think it's really going to be on Bobby to see what kind of hate for this matchup he actually has. Does he have some artifact removal? Does he have some graveyard hate?
Is there anything he can do with green-white other than cast out?
You can cast out. You can slice and twain. Appetite for the Unnatural, Sentinel Totem, Crook of Condemnation.
But does Bobby know Slice and Twin is back in Standard? That's the question.
That is a good question. I don't know.
I'm sure he knows about Appetite the Unnatural because it's been in Standard for a while. But Slice and Twain's one that even I'm like, wait a second. Because it only seems like I only see the old copies.
Yeah, I believe it is an uncommon, so there's a reason you probably haven't seen it that much in like the new printing of it. I've still liked Appetite for the Unnatural more. I think it being 3 mana is a little bit better than 4. It's easier to hold up, and especially if you're on the play in especially in Teamer, you can play like a 2-drop and then also cast Appetite, go on like your turn 5 on their turn 4, or something like that.
Appetite has only a game out of camera before. It was able to kill Revel the Riches.
I commentated that match. I remember that.
Matt was not happy because I believe I appetited, he negated, and I negated back.
Yep.
He threw his hands up in the air.
I remember that, so.
And don't forget, you can find that wonderful match and more on our YouTube page at youtube.com/TopDeckProductionStream, all spelled out. I do want to note here that John Nicholas is running 1 Searcher as counter. We saw Doug Mill over 2, so that's a little discrepancy between the 2 lists.
Yeah, a bit of a difference. Like I said, we don't have Doug's exact list, so we don't know how far they differ. But the Esper gift decks, They haven't been too popular in like paper tournaments, but they have been doing well on Magic Online recently. So there's starting to become some form of centralization of the lists, and so they're probably very close.
There's always this real difference between paper metas and
yeah.
metas. I remember one weekend there was a paper teamer, the other paper tournament teamer, and then on the Magic Line PTQ was 6 red decks in top 8.
Yes, yeah, I remember that. So we're gonna see our opening hands here from our 2 players here. Hopefully they both keep 7. We can play some Magic.
Nope, Bobby will not play some Magic, so we'll take this time to go over our meta for tonight. Of course, we're going to start in alphabetical order with Bobby Bruggeman on Green White Cats. We got Mario Kribari on his Dark Teamer list.
Yeah, it's the Teamer Tower with black in it for Fatal Push, Fast Attempts.
He really wanted that published in Star City from the Classic.
Yeah, I felt bad.
Lucky for you, it's on topdeckproductions.com/decks. Just go to Mario Kribari's name, click that link that says Dark Teamer Tower, and you can look at his beautiful pile of cards that blew me the heck out a couple weeks ago. Other than that, we have a Naya Dinosaur deck. We have a total of 2 Esper Gift decks, a Mardu Ballista deck. Isaiah Edwards is back on that vehicle Ballista train. 2 red decks, 2 Teamer decks, and then blue-black control. There's a Salta Energy deck, a Mono Black deck, and a red-white Dinosaur deck. So a pretty healthy meta here.
Yep, it's pretty good. Nothing too overly dominant like in the real world. I was looking at MTG Goldfish earlier today, and Teamer is twice the meta percentage of the format than the next deck. At 28, it's up to 28, and the next one is 14 with mono red, and I'm rounding up.
We'll see what happens this weekend.
Yep, I'm looking forward to that. I've got some friends playing on that Pro Tour, so I'm excited to see how they're going to do.
Zach West, who you normally hear on Wednesday night, is playing on that Pro Tour. That's why he can't commentate tonight.
Yeah, he is. Yesterday, he traveled to Albuquerque, New Mexico. He is currently shut in his hotel room.
He's not throwing pizza on roofs?
No, he's just playing Magic Online. Right now, he appears to be on Blue-White's Gift is the deck he's looking at. But
I saw that doing pretty well in some tournaments just because it seems a little more smoothly.
Yeah.
Though you miss out on this card, Seeker Squire. I think Brandon DeCanio said it was one of the best cards in all Exelon.
Yeah. Maybe in this deck. I don't know how good it is outside of the deck. I don't think this is something you're going to be playing on your green-black decks.
I mean, I don't think we know the true, as Bobby reveals, a land at a second line of possession. So this
is going to be interesting. I mean, the Kitesail Freedo's...
Did he draw?
It's really not that good in this matchup anyway.
No, that's
a Sacred Cat. So I think here you just want to jam the Anointed Procession, get it in, and then you can play your Sacred Cat, maybe chump block something. I don't know.
That Pouncer cost 5 mana to bring back.
Yeah, so he's going to need to draw another land. And you're going to see here not attacking with anything. He doesn't have any energy, so that's probably the correct play.
I don't think he needs to attack yet. Doug's doing nothing.
But
he's at 4
so
mana.
is Bobby, and if this goes to a late game, Doug's going to win, and he's got a copy of Gate and Play, and I think I saw a copy of Scarab God in his hand.
I think I saw Scarab land in that hand.
And Scarab God is really good against these Eternalized creatures. So he drew another copy of Long Tusk Cubs. You're just going to see here he's going to play out his cards. And this is the problem I see with the Cats deck. The creatures by themselves don't really do anything.
He needs a real Carousel to do anything. And even then, it's just going to die to Scarab God.
Yeah, so... Let's see. He's got Scarab God in his hand. I think he has another Gate. I don't know if he has the 5th land.
No, he's a Champion of Wits.
Champion of Wits and a Fatal Push are the other 2 cards.
I think he had a Champion in hand last turn, so I'm surprised he didn't play it.
Yeah, so he's going to mill himself, reveal Double Angel in a land. So that's 4 cards, 4 creatures in his graveyard. So he can't quite yet activate that Gate. What he can do is if he plays Champion, he needs to draw a land.
He gets 2 looks at it.
Let's see.
Draw 2. Hostage Taker and...
I think that was another copy of Fatal Push. It wasn't a land.
No, not land. It was 2 Fatal Pushes, yeah.
So...
Looks like he's going to discard Scarab God and Hostage Taker. maybe.
Yeah, and so this isn't too bad
Nope.
for Doug.
Hostage
He
taker
gets
and
to
gate.
play Fatal Push on probably a Long Tusk Cub. I don't think anything else is really that relevant.
No, I mean everything else can get back on the bomb to trigger that orange possession.
Yeah, and then next turn he can get his Godfarer's Gift. There's nothing really Bobby can do about it.
Nope.
You're gonna see here he is going to attack with this
The good old
Adorned Pouncer here, and he did draw the land, and I think that's a clear signal that he drew the land.
The good old please block this.
Yeah,
please.
He didn't attack with it last turn, and nothing about the board states really changed for Doug.
Doug's gonna take 2. It looks like, and then 18. Where the Baldor Galdor to with the follow there. We really appreciate all those follows. Then Bobby plays that land that he telegraphed so hard.
Yeah, so we're definitely here going to see. He's probably just gonna pass. I mean, obviously gonna pass turn. Doesn't have anything else to do with his mana.
You can tap it. It's just not gonna do anything.
Yeah, I would actually like to see a Fatal Push end of turn here for Doug.
Target his own creature to get the 6.
Well, I think he has 6. Oh,
No, he has 6.
definitely doesn't. So he's Fatal Pushing his own guy.
He gets to drop
Gets
game 1 to
to-
19 and draw this card as well.
Yeah, so this is a heads-up play by Doug. He knows that he needs to capitalize on this point where Bobby doesn't have anything going on. You see him discard the land here. So it ended up working out for him. He drew another land. You can see he really wanted to preserve that Scarab God in his hand. He didn't want to have to discard that or the Fatal Push.
I think he went, I'm either going to God Pharaoh's Gift next turn or I'm going to Scarab on next turn. So land doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah, that's fair.
Doug is just in complete control. His
Yeah,
cat
I think
deck-
he was definitely locked in on activating Gate.
This cat deck seems like it just does a good job of taking care of any deck that's trying to play fair, but the best decks in the format are either a bunch of really good cards, whether it's Teamer just playing a really solid game, or Red playing a really aggressive game, or Gift doing broken things like bringing back 6/6 flying lifelink vigilance cards.
Yeah, I definitely don't think. I wouldn't call anything it's doing broken. It is.
Compared to other formats, absolutely not, but
Yeah, it is pretty good for standard though. And you see here he's going to take the Adorned Pouncer, and I'd be very surprised if he didn't cast it. So, and then he can also hold up Fatal Push. So, this game's going pretty well for Doug right now.
Doug just says everything again. He's really yet to hit with an actual haymaker.
Yeah. And yeah, Bobby's drawn another land that at this point that might be the death knell. I don't think he's at a point where there's any draw in his deck that really gets him out of it. He can't get us like string something together with Appeal to Authority.
Doug blew a walking ballista. He has the option to.
Yeah, and he's just gonna.
Nope. Just
Well,
gonna play
he's just gonna
Scarab
jam
God.
Scarab God.
Bob was like, "Is that a Scarab God?" Doug was like, "Yeah, that's a Scarab God."
And he's gonna get back Angel of Invention.
Here comes a
We're gonna have a big swing.
boatload of damage.
We'll probably see a chump block from Bobby with the Sacred Cat and probably a couple Long Tusk Cubs.
he'll
And
gain
remember,
life
all
and-
these
yeah.
creatures are getting +1/+1 from Angel. So
There are no profitable blocks here for Bobby.
yeah, there's absolutely nothing he can do. He can. I think his best block is a Long Tusk Cub trading with a Champion of Wits. It's the best block he can do. And
That's
then
pretty terrible.
Sacred Cat chumping a Hostage Taker, I guess.
But still, even if he finds a way to make profitable blocks, Bobby just needs a hope and a prayer.
Yeah, I do know that Bobby is actually running a copy of, at least one copy of Settle the Wreckage in this deck.
That would be a pretty good hope and prayer, but Bobby's not going to bother with it.
Yeah.
Drew to the land anyway.
Yeah.
Doug Nelson fairly easily takes advantage of the Green White Cats deck, flies over it, wins 2 games to none. Esper Gift, a deck we might see this weekend at the Pro Tour.
Yeah, I definitely think Godfarer's gift decks are definitely something that people are gonna want to be ready for if they're playing at the Pro Tour. They have pretty good matchups against Teamer, and they have decent matchups against Mono Red, which I think are gonna be the 2 most represented decks
Especially
at the Pro
since
Tour.
I've seen their Braid just fall out of favor for what feels like no reason.
Yeah, a Braid is going down in popularity. I think the pros realize this though. I think the all the pro players are going to end up going to the next level of thinking where a lot of people are going to see that a Braid's falling out of favor, that Graveyard Hate is at a low. They're not playing really any hate except for Death Gorge Scavenger.
I know Jerry talked about on the game podcast how that there might be that next level. They're not playing this. Well, they know they're not going to play this, so they'll play that instead to counter that.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to go like 3 or 4 levels, and I think they're just going to go to the point where it's like, we should probably be playing a Braid because there's this weakness in the format, and we don't want to be like exposed to someone trying to take advantage of this weakness.
I think the fact that vehicles has creeped up at Nationals, it came in second place at the Cincy Center Classic. I think that helps people keep a Braid on their minds.
Yeah, which
it's not going to come out of nowhere.
Yeah,
like
it's
Red
definitely
did.
A hurt for the Godfarer's Gift deck. Spending your entire turn and most of your first 3 turns really trying to get a gate to the afterlife and a Godfarer's Gift in play, and then before combat just getting it abraded, especially when it's backed up by relevant pressure.
Yeah, I know people have talked about, well, why abrade it when I can steal it, but that then you have to deal with a 6/6 flying Vigil's lifelink.
Well, also with Hostage Taker, like you steal their Godfarer's Gift, they can just Hostage Taker and then just bring it back.
Yeah. Before we go, Kalon had a question: what decks is showing up at standard events at the moment? The widespread meta is pretty much Teamer at 27%, Red at 11%, and then a smattering of the gift decks and the token decks. Tonight here we have the 1 cat deck, the 1 dark Timber Tower deck, a Naya Dinosaurs deck, 2 Esper Gift, 1 Mardu Ballista Vehicles, 2 red, 2 Teamer, 1 blue-black Control, 1 Sultai Energy, 1 Mono Black deck, and then 1 red-white Planeswalker Dino deck. So fairly diverse what people are thinking that might be a Bruggeman type format. But of course, the Pro Tour this weekend, we'll see how it really shakes out, especially since it's been over a month since Ixalan came out.
Yeah, this is the first Pro Tour in a while. We're going to see that we have a known format going into the Pro Tour. So we're going to see what the pros are going to end up doing with that information. I know a deck that a lot of people have been playing on Magic Online, and actually it's kind of funny. If you look on MTG Goldfish, the 3rd most popular deck is Sultai Energy. It's actually labeled Jund Energy, which is kind of funny.
A couple of people, I think Belfado mentioned, I'm not playing Jund Energy at Cincinnati.
Yeah, he got his list posted, and they listed as Jund Energy, but I think the Sultai Energy decks are definitely a good way to try to beat Teamer Energy without playing Teamer Energy, and it's has a very good matchup against Mono Red as well.
I know Clayton Cardinal plays his Sultai mid-range type deck, which is more of a hodgepodge between the Energy and the mid-range deck. It might actually be pretty similar to what these Sultai decks look like now.
Yeah, most decks actually that I've seen, and the ones a lot of pros have been talking about, have been cutting Winding Constrictor, and as a result, cutting Rishkar, and sometimes even cutting Walking Ballista.
But we got one from the Roanoke IQ on the 22nd that has 3 Ballistas, 4 Cubs, 4 Constrictors, 2 Rishkars.
Yeah, most of the lists they have on there right now have the Snake package in there, but I actually I've been seeing decks pop up in like I've been playing leagues online, and maybe I'll be like 4-0, and I'll see people playing these Sultai Energy decks that aren't playing Snake. They're playing Servants instead, which is a way to get you back ahead on mana and lets them cut 1, maybe even 2 lands if they're feeling really ambitious. And it also facilitates sometimes a splash. There's a list right now going around that is Sultai Energy splashing Whirl of Virtuoso and Harness Lightning, which
I'm trying to find that. I saw one that 5-0'd on the 31st that had 3 mainboard Ripjaw Raptors.
Yeah. Okay.
2 Fearhawks in that one as well.
Ripjaw Raptor. That's an interesting. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't think it's gonna profitably win a mid-range matchup, but I could be wrong.
I mean, it has 5 toughness, and that's pretty relevant.
It has 5 toughness. It does die to a Revolted Fatal Push, but other than that, there's not much removal in the format that isn't damage-based, so I could see that being quite popular.
I
going forward.
see a Sultai Energy deck by Mick Winsauce running 22 lands and 4 servants. Haven't seen that 4th color splashing yet.
It was done by Logan Nettles, aka Jabberwocky on Magic Online.
If you don't know who that is, he's the person who made Red Green Aetherix Marvel the deck before the Atlanta Invitational last year, and it's a deck I should have played instead of Green Black. But that'll do it for this round. Thank you for tuning in to hear us talk about the state of Standard leading to the Pro Tour. If you like what we're doing here, be sure to follow us here on Twitch. If you really like what we're doing, then feel free to subscribe as well. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/TopDeckProductions. Follow us on Instagram at TopDeckPro, Twitter at TopDeckProds, YouTube at youtube.com/TopDeckProductionsStream, and our Patreon if you really, really want to help us out and improve the stream experience here. It's patreon.com/TopDeckProductions. We'll be back in about 15 minutes. Standard's a little bit slower than Modern, which is no surprise.
Especially right now with all these mid-range slugfests.
We had a couple games go to time last round, so we'll be back in about 15-20 minutes with round 3. If there's any particular deck you want to see, let us know in the Twitch comments, and we'll try to get it on camera for you. Until next round, we'll see you in a bit.